Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and in this video, Bitcoin is right now experiencing a nice pump to the upside in the short term, and that's because of the massive Bitcoin news that has just come out. As you can see here, Elon Musk himself just tweeted out a couple hours ago now, saying that you can now officially buy a Tesla using Bitcoin as payment. And more importantly, as you can see in this second tweet that he tweeted out just here, Bitcoin paid to Tesla will be retained as Bitcoin, not converted to fiat currency. This is extremely bullish news, and once again, Elon Musk has saved the day, because before this news came out, technically on the price charts, we were looking more bearish than bullish because we were in a small downtrend in the short term, as you can see. But yeah, once again, Elon Musk saved the day just here. But we're not out of the waters yet, so make sure you're watching this video all the way through so you're not missing out on any of this important information that I have to say. I'll be letting you know my next Bitcoin price targets in this video, alongside my Ethereum price targets as well. So definitely make sure you're sticking around to the end. And if all of that sounds good to you, make sure to just leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure to just subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more videos like this. I really appreciate all of your support on the channel at the moment. Thank you so much. But yeah, anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. But as you can see, we ended up forming a classic double bottom pattern just here, this W pattern, which is exactly what we formed back here. As you can see, the similarities between back here and right now are honestly pretty obvious when you actually take a look, because yeah, obviously we came down in the short term, got a bounce, and then obviously came back up, came back down for another bounce, and the second low was slightly higher than the first low. And when we broke above the middle of the W pattern, the neckline, we broke way above to the upside until we confirmed some more touch points along this line of resistance. So right now we have experienced another breakout to the upside above this W pattern, above the neckline. So right now in the immediate short term, this is obviously bullish, and honestly this only really happened because of the Elon Musk news. Without that Elon Musk news just coming out a few hours ago, honestly, once again, we were technically looking more bearish than bullish. But as I mentioned in the intro of this video, we are not out of the waters just yet. We are still underneath this line of resistance, so it's incredibly important that we pay attention to this exact line of resistance just here. And right now, this is coming in at approximately 57,700 US dollars. So if we start breaking above around 58,000 with some big volume coming in on the chart, I'd expect a volume spike like this on the chart when we're breaking above 58,000. And if that there happens, and especially if we get a retest of that previous resistance level flipped now as support, if we see that retest, then yeah, we will be looking to head a lot higher and start the next uptrend for Bitcoin. So yeah, once again, that breakout above that line of resistance is incredibly important in determining the trend for Bitcoin over the next few weeks. If I just hide a couple of these other lines, and if I bring this line of resistance down to kind of meet these bottoms just here, as you can see here, over the last 1 to 2 weeks, Bitcoin has obviously been in this kind of triangle formation. And previously I had this triangle set out like that, and obviously we did see a breakdown of that triangle to the downside and got supported at around these regions, which is roughly where a Fibonacci level is coming in at. But yeah, if I delete that previous line of support and take notice of where we're actually getting support right now, it's actually more horizontal support, as you can see here. And this level is coming in at approximately 54,000 US dollars. And if you take that into consideration, the fact that we're getting a horizontal support but downwards trending resistance, this new type of triangle that Bitcoin is currently forming is known as a descending triangle. And this type of triangle is famous for being a bearish pattern. Not always, but most commonly, this pattern does break to the downside more often than it breaks to the upside. It's not impossible for it to break to the upside, don't get me wrong, but just this type of pattern in particular breaks to the downside more often than it breaks to the upside. So seriously, it's incredibly important that we do see that breakout above 58,000 in order for us to begin the next uptrend for Bitcoin. Because if we start getting more rejections along this level of resistance and head back down to around 54K, that would be more of the bearish scenario, because that would mean we're looking more likely to break to the downside if that's the case. So really, these two levels of support and resistance coming in at those two levels, once again, those are incredibly important to pay attention to over the next couple days. I'm measuring out my exact Bitcoin price targets for the breakout of this trade. If we do break to the downside, the price target target is coming in at around 46,000 US dollars. That's the technical price target for this pattern. But I've previously mentioned on the channel before that there will be some huge supports coming in at approximately 50,000 US dollars at this level just here. And that's because there's a huge Fibonacci level coming in at the 50K level, and also because the 50-day EMA is coming in at that exact price level as well. And throughout this entire bull run so far, Bitcoin has held above this 50-day EMA. So if we do see this breakdown to the downside below 54,000, once again with a big spike of volume, then really I'll be targeting towards 50,000 US dollars. But honestly, that will just make for a great buying opportunity because there is no way this bull run is over yet. We still have quite a few months to go. But now for the fun part, measuring out my price target to the upside. If we break above 58,000 US dollars, my upside price target is towards 65,000 US dollars. So this 65K level just up here will be some resistance for Bitcoin if we break out of this pattern, and especially if we get above the all-time high at around 62K. We will see a bit of short-term resistance obviously at the all-time high itself, but yeah, the technical price target for this descending triangle, if we break out to the upside once again, is 65,000 US dollars. And it's great because these types of breakout patterns, these triangle patterns, can be traded both ways. Even if you don't want to enter like a leverage trade or anything, it can still be a win-win situation, because let's say if we do break to the downside, that's going to be a buying opportunity to get some more Bitcoin at a discounted price. But if we break to the upside, then simply buying Bitcoin at the breakout to the upside puts you in a nice no leverage trade that's going to score you some profits if we do get up towards that price target once again. Now, taking a quick look at the daily Bitcoin chart, as you can see here, the RSI on the daily chart did get a nice bounce of this level of support that we've been staying above since pretty much the beginning of this year. And it's worth taking a quick look at the last couple corrections. For example, the one back in February and the one back in January. And I'll definitely say we are looking more similar to the correction that we had back in January, because February started off incredibly steep and then we just kind of rounded to the upside. Whereas January, as you can see, we did kind of have this downwards trending resistance like what we're seeing right now. And what we actually saw during that correction, we saw one final dump to the downside before we then recovered back to the upside. So look, one quick dump to the downside down towards around 50K once again. That type of price action is not out of the picture and is in fact what we've seen already before just earlier this year. So just don't be shocked if we do see one last bit of downside before we eventually recover. Just be prepared for that. But obviously, because of how bullish this Elon Musk news is, this Tesla news is for Bitcoin, this is going to get a lot more people talking about Bitcoin. It's going to get Bitcoin into the conversations of ordinary people out there, which is going to unload new investors into Bitcoin and start pumping the price. I mean, if you actually go back and take a look on the chart when Elon Musk first tweeted out saying that Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and that in the future they will be accepting Bitcoin payments, when he tweeted that out, it was just here right before we experienced a massive pump to the upside. So seriously, someone like Elon Musk can have massive influence on the market, especially for Bitcoin. So honestly, we could totally just pump into a new all-time high from here. It really just depends on how much media coverage this news gets. But all in all, if you're wondering whether you should buy, sell, or hold Bitcoin, first of all, I'm simply just holding Bitcoin because I loaded up on a lot of Bitcoin on these previous corrections. So I'm not looking to buy any more Bitcoin unless we do get lower, because yeah, once again, I've loaded up on a lot of Bitcoin myself, but I am certainly in no way thinking of selling anytime soon. There's pretty much no way that 62,000 was the all-time high for Bitcoin for this bull market. Once again, I expect Bitcoin to go a lot higher than 62,000 this bull market. So right now I am simply just holding. But yeah, if I didn't accumulate Bitcoin on these corrections, let's say if I'm a new investor, I've just come across this channel, what should I be doing? Well, first of all, my exact strategy would simply just to be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. That's one of the best strategies out there for Bitcoin, and it works perfectly, especially for the beginners out there. And that's where you basically buy a little bit of Bitcoin right now. So basically, if we pump to the upside, you're making profits, but you don't go all into Bitcoin, so that if we do see a bit of downside, you have some more cash left over on the sidelines to put in at those lower prices, because eventually Bitcoin always recovers. So yeah, those are all of my Bitcoin price targets, and that's my Bitcoin strategy right now. And sometime soon, I'll say sometime within the next week or so, I will be making a video talking about my exit strategy for this Bitcoin bull market. I have have not forgotten about that video. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you're not missing that video. It's going to be huge. All right, and now heading over to the Ethereum US dollar chart. We're on the 2-hour chart for Ethereum. And as I mentioned in yesterday's video, which by the way I recorded just here as Ethereum was breaking below this line of support at 1730, I mentioned in that video that I uploaded just yesterday that Ethereum saw a small bullish divergence on the chart, and we're basically looking to pretty much head to the sideways in the short term. And obviously that's exactly what's happened. We've just head sideways, we've consolidated sideways. And now normally this would not be such a good thing. As you can see here, we could potentially be forming a bear flag for Ethereum. And technically speaking, if you're looking at the price alone, this is bearish for Ethereum. This is a bearish flag. But when you're doing technical analysis, you've got to look at more than one thing. You've got to look at a bunch of different indicators and price patterns to determine the most likely scenario. So first of all, I'll just quickly get the price targets for this bear flag out of the way if we do actually break the support. If you take the flagpole coming into the bear flag and measure out the other side, the technical price target for this bear flag is coming down to around $1,570 US approximately. So yeah, that 1570 US dollar level, that is the technical price target if we break down out of this bear flag for Ethereum. And the support for this bear flag is right now coming in at approximately 1660 US dollars. But if you want to count the wicks here, it's coming in more like 1645 US dollars. So yeah, if we start breaking below that range just there with some big volume coming in on the chart, then we're looking to head towards around 1570 once again. But as I was just talking about how we should not just look at one thing on the charts to determine where Ethereum could be going next, we've got to look at more than just one thing. And as you can see in the RSI here, the RSI, while Ethereum's been trending perfectly sideways, the RSI has entered a nice uptrend. And normally this can actually be a leading indicator for the trend in the price. So that's not always the case, but if the RSI does continue in this nice uptrend like this, then the price will soon enough start on an uptrend as well. But if we start breaking below these lows on the RSI and we kind of break this uptrend, then that will basically confirm that this is actually a bear flag and we're potentially looking to head back to the downside once again. But obviously any downside price action that we do see for Ethereum is simply just a buying opportunity if you're holding for the long term. Also something to take note of, as you can see here, this is the 50-day EMA, this yellow line that I've just brought out on the chart. And Ethereum saw a absolutely perfect bounce on this 50-day EMA as I was talking about in my last video that I uploaded just yesterday. So this 50-day EMA is right now coming in at around 1645 US dollars. And that's pretty much exactly where we got a bounce for Ethereum. So while we hold above the 50-day EMA, we are also still looking bullish in the short term. It's not until we start breaking below those levels that we look a bit more bearish just in the short term. This green line, if I just move it up a little bit to around 1640 rather than 1630, this green line is coming in at the 61.8% Fibonacci level, pretty much exactly at that Fibonacci level, which is the golden pocket. This is probably the most important Fibonacci level, and once again, we saw a perfect bounce off that level just recently. So in the short term, this is looking really bullish for Ethereum for as long as we hold above that level. Once again, if we start breaking below around 1640 and getting towards around 1600, then yeah, in the short term, that's not going to be too good for Ethereum. But for as long as we hold above that 61.8% Fibonacci level at 1640, and for as long as that RSI stays in this uptrend, basically, if we just continue on what we're doing right now, eventually we will see a break above this resistance level at 1730. And if we do see a break above that level with some big volume on the charts, we're looking to head towards the next big resistance level, which is coming in at around 1880 US dollars. And that's because of the massive amounts of resistance that we saw at that level in the past, as you can see. And also, if you draw the Fibonacci retracement tool from the all-time high down to that 1300 low, that 1880 US dollar level is coming in at the exact 78.6% Fibonacci level. Now, just before that, of course, we do have the 61.8% Fibonacci level coming in at around 1750, which is still to the upside. So yeah, we could see a bit of resistance around there, but that would kind of join together with this 1730 resistance level. So that would kind of be a resistance range on the chart from 1730 to 1750. So in the immediate short term, that's what we need to get above in order for us to head towards 1880. And if we see the break above 1880 US dollar with some decent volume on the chart and preferably a retest of that level, then we'll be looking to head straight towards the all-time high for Ethereum, coming in at around 2,040 US dollars. And that's where we'll see our final point of resistance for Ethereum, obviously until we break into new all-time highs. So yeah, those are all of my Ethereum price targets in the short to mid-term. So for the beginners out there, the best strategy once again is simply to dollar cost average, especially at these lower prices where you're getting a discount on Ethereum. But yeah, this is about all I have to say for this video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please make sure to just leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on for more updates like this. I try and pack as much valuable information into these videos as possible to try and help you make money in crypto. So if you could just spend a couple seconds out of your day to go down and click like and subscribe, it's free to do that, and it seriously means a lot to me and it helps out the channel so much. And yeah, if you have any feedback, questions, or suggestions for me, please let me know in the comments section down below. Even if you have a video idea or an altcoin that you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. Just be careful because in the comment section there can be some scammers down there, so if you find any comment or reply down there with like a phone number, email, Telegram, WhatsApp, anything like that, please do not go ahead and contact anyone that you find from the YouTube comment section because it's most likely a scammer. So just a word of warning for all of you out there. But yeah, once again, that's just about all I have to say for this video. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.